Co-star in The Blind Side, Quentin Aaron, who plays a homeless teen taken in by Sandra and her husband, played by Tim McGraw. Take a look.
What if we took him to a child psychologist or something?
Do you really expect Big Mike to
Michael?
Do you really expect Michael to lie down on the couch and talk about his childhood like he's Woody Allen or something? I mean, Michael's gift is his ability to forget. He's mad at no one, and he really doesn't care what happened in the past.
You're right.
Excuse me? You're right? How'd those words taste coming out of your mouth?
Like vinegar.
We love them, and please welcome Tim McGraw and Quentin Aaron.
Hey, now you look like you. I didn't know who that guy was.
I know.
I said, that's not the Tim McGraw we know.
I know it's like my dad.
Nearly unrecognizable for sure. I mean, you're playing Sean Chewy, who's here in our audience, and he kind of, gets run by the wife a bit. She definitely wears the pants and controls.
I'm used to that.
Oh!
Yeah.
So Faith is in charge, Faith
Oh,
Hill.
yeah, absolutely.
And three little girls.
Three little girls, so I have no say-so at my house. So.
Right, so this came easy to you then.
Fit right in, yeah.
Sean, how did you feel when you heard Tim was going to be playing you?
Well, it was a phone call from Tim, and then the director, John Lee Hancock, got on the phone, and John Lee really wants everything to be exactly correct. As you can see when Sandra comes on the screen, she really does kind of morph into my wife, which is kind of a scary thought. I mean, one of them's a lot, two's too many. And then John Lee starts going, Tim's been on vacation, he's all tan, and it looks like he's been working out, he's buffed, and I went, whoa, I said, I think we're okay here. I said, that sounds just perfect. I said, and if you can get him to take his shirt off once or twice, we're great.
Excuse me, Quentin, this is your first big role, and I read that you had not even been on an airplane until you flew to Los Angeles and auditioned for this role. And so you never got to meet Michael, but you have similar backgrounds. What are your backgrounds?
Well, as far as personality, I was the biggest kid in my school, known as the gentle giant. Didn't really talk much, wasn't all that popular, and sucked at football.
Yeah.
You were outstanding in this film, I have to say.
Whatever
Truly
made you think
outstanding.
that from that you were going to be an actor? You came out and auditioned?
Well, I've always wanted to do it. I started out doing plays when I was younger and singing, and it's just something I always wanted to do. Like, that's why I was so bad at the sports. I did it because somebody challenged me. It was like, are you big for nothing? I'm like, man, go and sign me up for football.
So I have a question. Did you watch the game last night with Michael playing?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I caught it. It was a good game. It was a good game.
It's funny because he then reminded me of you. It was like a reversal that happened. Tim, I have to ask you something. I'm sure a lot of people are thinking about it. When you and Faith presented Taylor Swift with the Entertainer of the Year award at the CMAs last week, it was a pretty emotional thing. I know you guys have been wonderful mentors to her. When you did you see her with the whole Kanye thing?
I did, yeah.
What were your thoughts?
It's a good thing he wasn't at the CMA Awards and pulled that off. I don't think it would have worked so well.
Oh. No. You would have defended her a bit.
Well,
sure.
she's pretty good at defending herself.
Yeah,
she handled that. She handled it
with
well.
us.
Yeah.
She did a good job with us too. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to just ask Leanne a question because Quentin, you portrayed Michael so perfectly. How does Michael feel about it? Has he seen the movie, or how does he feel about Quentin in this role?
Well, I think he's fine. I mean, he absolutely had confidence and faith in the people like we did that were putting it together. He spent an inordinate amount of time with John Lee, and several years John Lee spent with us. And so Michael felt, comfortable with what the product that John Lee was going to put out. But, Michael's a very focused young man, and he is right in the middle of football season right now. So he is, just all about, getting it right and who he's playing the next week. And this is, for him, it's kind of bad timing right now.
So he hasn't seen the movie yet when he gets done.
No, he hadn't had time to do anything.
The only film he's watching is game film, I'm sure.
You can attest to that. I mean, it's crazy. So.
Yeah.
Tim, you had said that when you first read the script, you thought, oh, Sean will be, very easy to play? I mean, we can see now talk about the wife, he's a pretty feisty guy. But then you said it was one of the most challenging roles you've ever had to do.
Yeah, you know, on first blush, it was like, well, I could relate to him in a lot of ways. I grew up in Louisiana, as did Sean, and we were both athletes, and our wives run the show. So I thought, wow, that's pretty good for me. I can fit right into that. But the more you got into it, the more I realized that with the character that Sandra was going to be playing with Leanne, that it's such a big character. And Sean, how could I play Sean to where it portrayed this quiet strength that he has, and how he's just like sort of the anchor in this family and the baseline for this family, without waving a flag saying, "Here I am." So it was sort of hard to navigate through that, but it made it challenging and fun.
Isn't that you and Faith?
Oh, well, I think she's probably the strength and the brains and everything else, and I just kind of watch football.
Oh, sure.
What about the idea in the film? I think one of the underlying themes too is, you know, what you sort of push your kids toward, and how you influence them in making their decisions for the future. I think a lot of parents struggle with that. Do you think about that with the girls? Like, do you think, okay, you know, we've had success in the music industry, this is something you just by genetics alone should give a chance to? Well,
I don't think we push them towards anything. I mean, whatever they want to do, we're going to be supportive. If they want to be musicians or actors, that's fine. I just want them to be good, because it's a tough business, even if you're good, you know. But I'd like for them to have doctor in front of their name before they try it. That might be a little
fun to work with him?
Yes, and very, very connected and easy. I mean, it's a little disheartening when you get the huge country music singer and artist who effortlessly crosses over into my world. I mean, I could not effortlessly cross into the country music world, because I'm born to opera singers. I can't sing at all. I cannot sing at all. This man he's got the gift, and that's just, you just have to not be jealous and let go of it and enjoy the process. And it was so easy. Like, it was freakishly easy.
Well, you know, when we first sat down, I think, together as a family, it felt like a family.
I mean, it did, with Jay and Lily Collins, who's watching right now, by the way. She's watching, and she just, the most wonderful, like, it's such a weird environment we have. You know, get together, play lovers, play family, but we sat down at that table, and, you know, I felt like I've known Q a long time. Looked at Lily, and it's like my clone, but 20 years younger. And Jay, I love that little man more than I know.
He was incredible.
You just went, wow, this is a good time.
And I have to say, this is a winning combination. This film is extraordinary. You're going to want to not miss the message that it delivers. The Blind Side, FYI, opens nationwide Friday, November 20th. Thanks to you guys for stopping by. We loved it, and we'll be right back. Congratulations.